Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony Sears. We broadcast live here on Pig Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out of here before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday, 6 Eastern. Deliver live picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. each time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pig Dogs Sports Chat Place. Let's meet the cappers and go right to the picks. Let's say hello to Mills. Mills, what's happening on UFC? A little bit of hiatus till the new year.
Yeah, man, they gave us about 2 or 3 weeks to take off right now. So, yeah, no UFC, no Bellator, no PFL, no MMA for us. So, yeah, definitely just going to be getting you guys the best sports picks.
That's right. So, Mills well-rounded to be able to get into sports picks here. We'll say hello. Big Al, what's going on?
Not much. Just enjoying the season.
Yep, no doubt about that. And Alex, what's happening?
Huge runs, huge losing streaks. It's amazing. I love sports gambling. I've been doing it for close to 35 years, and I love to bash my head in. It took a little longer the last couple of days. Jumped up off my chair and took a hit after I friggin' lost I think 8 games in a row, college basketball games, after going on a 62 run. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
well,
it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were able to get the house all ready, get the holes covered up. You're very quick at that. All right. Now let's help Shane. Shane, what's going on?
How's it going? Cat makes his return to Target Center tonight. Dumbest trade in Timberwolves history, maybe the dumbest trade in Minnesota sports history. Excited to see him back, though. Let's see how it goes. Well, although I will say they've had a couple smash spots, these Timberwolves, but they have defended well of late. Let's see how they do now when they face teams with equal rest. They've been in some pretty good situations of late, so we'll see how they handle it here with teams with equal rest here. All right, let's get it underway here, guys. We're going to go start with the NFL game tonight. So let's get the games going here on the drive-through. Someone's got their speaker on too loud. I think we're getting some feedback from someone's speaker. So if you're using a phone, get that volume down because my voice is coming back into the show. All right, let's get underway here. We'll start here with the Broncos and Chargers here. We see the Chargers here laying 2.5. Total says 41.5. We get this one underway here with Alex.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that. I've got one side selection on that, and I think I'd give away what's going on, where my head's at with that game. So I'll pass.
Pass it there from Alex, and we move on over to Mills.
Man, looking at both these teams, it's kind of like 2 teams that kind of resemble the same. Overachieving this year, if you want to say. Chargers supposed to be in a rebuilding stage, but they really need this game to get to the playoffs. Same could be said about the Denver Broncos. And I kind of think the Denver Broncos should have been favored in this spot. They're getting 2 points to where I actually think they should be able to win. 4-game win streak, showing that, they actually know how to win. Cortland Sutton's finally able to get that 1,000-yard receiving season this year. But just looking at it, I got to go with the points for Denver in here. And a few player props that I do like in here. McConkley, over 5.5 receptions. The tight end for the Chargers, man, he's been as advertised as a rookie. And then I'll give you guys one touchdown prop. I got to get in the mix with Bo Nix. It's real plus money price tag, so I'm leaning with the Denver Broncos to go ahead and get the win.
There from Mills. All right, next up we move on over to Shane.
Yeah, I have a play here on the total. I honestly don't really love this side, but I agree with Mills. I really just don't know how you don't go taking the points here. I know the Chargers already have a win over the Broncos earlier this season, but this is a much different. That was when Bo Nix was struggling early in the season. I think the Broncos' offense is good enough here, and the Chargers really don't have that home field advantage. I know they're playing at home, but there's been plenty of Broncos fans over there.
Yeah.
I think I can't pass up on the points.
Yeah, in the division you'll see Denver and Chiefs fans, no doubt, over there. On over to Big Al.
Yeah, I like the under in the game. Home division games for the Chargers have gone 88 and 36 under the total, including the perfect 5-0 under the last 2 seasons. 10 of the last 11 meetings between these 2 teams that were played in California have also gone under. So I do look for a low-scoring game. As far as the side goes, it's a little difficult for me, but with a gun to my head, I would lay the 2.5 points with the Chargers. Interestingly, the Chargers were favored by 3 points at Denver earlier in the year, and now they're favored by 2.5, which reflects the fact that Denver's playing a little bit better now. But I would take the Chargers as long as it's 2.5 or less.
Yeah, from Miguel, I'll tell you what I think about these games. So I'll look here at the Broncos in this one. Broncos defense really upped their game here over their past three, allowing just 6.3 yards past them, 55% completion rate. LA offense really struggling on the ground and through the air, just 5.7 yards past them over their past 3 games. Just don't have the playmakers in the receiving corps. That's the issue here. I know what Harbaugh is doing. He's trying to build up that offensive line, and of course next year we'll see some more playmakers, but I think they're going to kind of struggle here offensively as they've not been able to really bring in any good playmaking talent there in that Chargers team. LA has dropped 3 of 4 and 2 straight at home, and also too with this Chargers team, they've been beating up on the bad teams, having struggles against the winning teams. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we'll turn our attention over to this NBA card. We've got a we're going to college football next. College football, yes, they in that bowl game. Can't forget that. So let's get the bowl card ready to go up here for today. Action here between Georgia Southern and Sam Houston State. So let's take a look at the odds in this one. Georgia Southern here will be favored on the road 3.5. Total is 48.5. I know there's numerous transfers here on the Sam Houston State side. Georgia Southern, though, coming down. They were bigger favorites early this morning. Let's get this one here underway with Alex.
Yeah, that Georgia Southern, their defense has been their Achilles heel this season. And, they can put points up on the board. But, and I think that's what they do tonight. They put a lot of points up on the board. But Sam Houston State, they're with all the transfer portals, especially on the defensive side of the ball. That's why I think Georgia Southern will score. But Georgia Southern's defense, like I said, is just bad. And I think Sam Houston State's going to do some damage there. New Orleans Bulls have seen 15 of the last 19 go over since the 05 campaign. So, just looking at this, the downgrade in Sam Houston's defense, which is usually good, but not so good after the transfer portal situations. Yeah, a lot of backups in there. Georgia Southern's ability to score and Georgia Southern's inability to hold teams back. Like I said, that 15-4 over the total run in the New Orleans Bulls looks like it will continue to.
All right, there from Alex. Next up, we move on over to Mills.
Yeah, man, same game, kind of just like yesterday, that Western Kentucky game. A lot of people sitting out now when against James Madison into the transfer portal. Same could be said in this game. But I got to go with Georgia Southern, man. They opened up, I want to say, like -4 on the books, went all the way up to a -6 now. They've been able to cover the ATS spread in 5 of the last 7 games played. I also lean to the under in this one as well. So me, I usually don't lay the points, man, but I just think Georgia Southern is going to be able to cover that point spread in here. And I do lean to the under as well.
There from Mills. All right, next up, we move on over to Shane.
Yeah, I'm going to look at a team total here. I'm going to look at Sam Houston State under 21.5 points at -115. The Sam Houston State goal to end the season, at least in terms of scoring. And I don't think even against a bad Georgia Southern defense, I don't think they're really going to start magically scoring again here. I think maybe they get to 17 points, but I think I would even go down to 20.5. I just like the 21 number, but I'm going to take the under Sam Houston State total points.
There from Shane. All right, next up, we move on over to Big Al.
Yeah, I agree with Alex on the over. Kind of go against the grain here. The Bearcats have played their last 3 games under, and the Georgia Southern their last 6 games under the total. So I'm going to take it over the 48.5.
From Big Al. All right, next I'll tell you what I think here about these games. I'll be looking here at Sam Houston. They play the better defense. Of course, a lot of transfers. Sometimes they play, and they're still up in the air who's playing. But if you're in Sam Houston and you're looking for an NI deal, you better play these games, especially if you're in the Conference USA. Their quarterback, Hunter Watson, a run threat. He will have his weapons in the passing game in this one. Of course, Georgia Southern away from home has been really, really bad defensively. So I'll look here at the Sam Houston State here at plus the points. Let's continue here on the drive. Now we can turn our attention over to this NBA card. NBA back with the big card of 13 games here. So we'll get the graphic ready here for the NBA as we return to larger scheduling. So let's take a look here at the games for tonight. All right, we got the Hornets and Wizards. Hornets going to lay 4, total 226. Next up in this block will be If I can remember where my NBA button is here. Let's see, there it is right here. Okay, here we go. Next up, we will have the Jazz and Pistons here. We've got the Pistons 4, total 227.5. Thunder Magic, Thunder 6.5, total 209.5. We get it underway here with Alex.
Yeah, I was just looking for something I saw here earlier, a really long bias trend that would go against Detroit. I'm just trying to see if I can still find it. It's a league-wide trend. Where'd it go? I'm going to find it tonight. Okay, so I can't find it right now. But anyway, it's one of those games where, I mean, Utah hasn't been playing great. Detroit's played above themselves for most of the season, in my opinion. 11-16 record. Utah has a 5-20 record. I mean, just looking at them from that angle sort of tells you a story of where we're at. But I wouldn't say, and I think from a projection standpoint, we would like to say that a 5-point spread would make sense here. An obligatory, say, 4-point home line that would favor, some home court advantage. I know a lot of handicappers have sort of twisted off the home court advantage situation and looking at, even road favorites consistently. But, this is one of those situations where I'm going to go against Detroit. I'm going to go against a contrarian bet, even though that when they've been favorites of 3.5 to 9.5 points at home, they've covered 6 straight. I think, like all good and bad trends, this one comes to an end. I like Utah here to at least be competitive in a situation or against a team that I think they have a chance of staying competitive against. Obviously. So there we go. We're going to take the points with Utah.
There from Alex. Just update the injuries here. Utah clean report for Detroit. Ivy and Stewart out. OKC Orlando, Holmgren and Jalen Williams Flagler out. On the Orlando side, Boncaro, Wagner, we can now put in Harris. Harris out here for Orlando. Charlotte and Washington, Mann is out. Brandon Miller is out. Who's going to score for Ball's in the lineup? That's who can score. Paul and Bay and Kuzma for Washington. That injury report is thinned out here for the Wizards. Next up, we will move on over to Mills.
Yeah, man, I like the Hornets. I get it. They're laying -3.5, but with that lineup out there, you're telling me the only thing they got out there is Jordan Poole to put up points. Beyond that, you only got 3 wins, and we know what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to tank to get that #1 draft pick since they traded John Wall. Then they got rid of Bradley Beal. I mean, they got nobody on there. Kyle Kuzma's probably going to be a Laker. I'll just take the Hornets out of that whole lineup.
All right, there from Mills. Hope not. For Laker fans. All right, we move on over to Shane.
Yeah, I agree with Hornets. Not often am I running for the window to bet with a 7-win team laying 3.5 points, but this Hornets defense isn't actually terrible. I mean, they're giving up like 110 a night, but not often they're giving up 120, 130. So it's just going to come down if they can score enough. The Wizards refuse to play any defense. I think this Hornets offense has a field day, and I think that they win this game pretty comfortably.
They're from Shane. Next up, we move on over to Big Al.
I would lean to Charlotte, and I would lean to the Utah Jazz.
From Big Al, all right, I'll tell you what I think about these games. I'm going to look here at the points with Washington. Charlotte, a really bad shooting team away from home. Wizards have gotten healthier. One thing with the Wizards, 3-1 of the spread at home, facing a bad defensive team that allows 46% shooting or greater. So this is the profile for Charlotte. I'll take Washington plus the points. Utah and Detroit, just go over with Utah on the road. This team just does not play defense. They're trying to build up their stats to get traded. We see that with Brooklyn. We're probably going to see that with a lot of these bad teams. We'll look at the Jazz 5-0 to the over over their past 5. Pistons 4-1 to the over as well over their past 5, and they're playing poor defensively right now with this Detroit Pistons team. Utah last in defensive efficiency on the road. Over their past 5, get up 52% in shooting, but they're making 50%, right? So that's what they're doing, is they're trying to build up stats to try to build up some trade value as they look for draft picks. A lot of these bottom teams are doing that. I'm going to take the points here with Orlando because they've been a spread darling the last 2 seasons, 39-15 the spread at home. Magic coming off the Thunder coming off that bad loss against Milwaukee. Over their past 5, just 45% shooting, 34% from 3. Orlando at home is tops in defensive efficiency, a plus 13 net rating. This Magic team at home. Problem is they can't play very well on the road. We saw that in the playoffs. So I'll look at the Magic in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we get ready for the next series of games here from the NBA. They will be Bulls and Celtics. Celtics ticking up a little bit now, 14.5, total 241. Nets and Raptors. We got the Raptors 3 now, total 219. Warriors and Grizzlies. Grizzlies 2.5, total 236. There's some injuries. Let's keep an eye on who's playing in these games. We've got here Chicago, no Giddey, no Terry now. No Hauser, no Tillman for Boston. On the Brooklyn and Toronto game, Bogdanovich, Cam Thomas, Watford, and Williams out. For Toronto, the shooters here. R.J. Barrett out. We also have Davion Mitchell out, Portal out, Quickly out, Brown out for Toronto. And in that Golden State and Memphis game, we got Moody out, Schroeder probable, Huff out, Gigi off, Williams out, Marcus Smart doubtful. John Morant's dealing with back spasms, back soreness. Still no update on Morant since the morning, so he'll probably likely be a game-time decision. John Morant, you would think with the Warriors coming in town, that may cure what he's got. But let's see. We'll get this one underway here with Alex.
Is the Orlando Oklahoma City game in this one?
Yeah, they are.
Bracket?
Yeah, they're in this bracket.
I'm just looking at a long.
Oh no, that was the first one. That was the first game. No, sorry,
that was the first one. Of course,
yeah.
You know,
Bulls, Nets, and Warriors. Yeah, Bulls, Celtics, Nets, Raptors, Warriors, Grizzlies.
Let me just. We are right here. I've got her, boy. I'm telling you, it's one of those last couple of days that little losing streak's got me off my game a little bit. So we're doing right now. We're Brooklyn, Toronto in this.
Yeah, Brooklyn, Toronto's in this one. Yep.
Yeah, the favorites have covered 11 of the last 14 in this Brooklyn-Toronto rivalry, and you know what? Toronto's been pretty competitive this season, especially home. I can't trust Brooklyn; they're all over the place. I'm just going to take the points here with Toronto.
They're from Alex. All right, next up we move on to Mills.
Man, I really like that Warriors-Grizzlies game. I actually like the Warriors plus the points in there. I get it, the Grizzlies play good at home, but guess what? The Warriors play good on the road as well. Also, too, I think they got something to prove. They got eliminated from that play-in tournament. I think they might go out on another, nice win streak or even go 11-3 just to prove a point out there. I do got them winning the Western Conference, made that bet at season's place before the season started. Hopefully we can catch it. But with that being said, that Brooklyn Nets game, man, they don't got no Cam Thomas. But guess what? The Toronto Raptors, the only thing they got in there is Scotty Barnes. I actually think the Nets will be able to cover the points in that one. And I think that's the only thing that I would be looking at.
Yeah, from Mills. All right, next up we move on over to Shane.
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite way in that Grizzlies-Warriors game. Obviously, the John Morant injury scares me, but assuming he's playing...
He is playing.
Upgraded.
What's that?
He's upgraded to probable.
Okay. Yeah, this Grizzlies team just scores way too much. I don't trust the Warriors' defense here. This is a team that put up, over the last 3 games, 110, 135, 140. At home, I'll take them laying the 2 points.
And they're from Shane.
I hope that number moves a little more now with them upgrade to probable. But yeah, I'll take them.
They're from Shane. Next up, we move on over to Big Al.
Yeah, I'm going to take Toronto minus the points. They're on a 5-game losing streak, but they're also 150 and 106 ATS off back-to-back losses. So I'll go with the Raptors. And on second thought, in the previous games, I'll take Oklahoma City minus the points over the Magic and look for the Thunder to bounce back off their blowout loss against Milwaukee.
From Big Al, I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I'll be looking here in this NBA card tonight. Let me pull up the games here. I'll be looking at the Bulls here at plus the points. The Celtics at home will give it 46% shooting. 0-4 the spread when favored by 12.5 to 18 points this year. The Celtics have not been a really good spread covering team this year. They're just not. They just don't have their defense tight. They haven't done it all season. That's why they're not covering this big spread. So I'll look at Chicago plus the point. Chicago's been a pretty good road team, getting outscored by just a point a game. Putting on the offense, shooting the ball very well on the road. 49% shooting, 40% from 3. I'll look at the Bulls plus the points there. Nets and Raptors, another one, just go over the total here with Brooklyn. A horrible defensive team, a team that's looking to pad stats to build trade value, looking for those suckers to pick up these guys that can shoot and can't play defense. That's what you do. That's what you do for here this time of the year when you're a team, that bad team like Brooklyn. Toronto 9-5, the over at home this season, like the over in that spot. We'll look with Memphis at home has been money. Tough to bet against them. They've covered 11-15 at home. I'll look for Memphis laying the points here. Morant in the line. We thought he would be. I thought since the morning they probably would play in this spot. Memphis at home over their past 5, 48% shooting, 40% from 3. And they're playing great defense, by the way, this Memphis team. So I'll look for them in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready here for the next series of games. And we will take a look at the next 3 will be on this 13-game card. We've got Pelicans, Rockets here. Rockets 9, total 217.5. Next up will be. Oh, all right. I'll have to tell you what's what. We got a little stuck here on this one. All right. Let's see. Hawks and Spurs here. The Spurs at 1.5, total 234.5. And the next one will be. Let's see. What are we going here with this one? Looks like we're going to be doing Clippers and the Mavericks here. The Mavericks laying 4, total 223. There is some injury situations here in this game as well with Luka out in that game. And I believe, let's see what else we have in this one here. The Denver game. We've got, let's see. Hang on one second. I know it's, where are we at? Here we go with Dallas. We've got Luka out, X amount, Hardy out, Williams out. Kyrie Irving is questionable, so that's the news there. Jones questionable here for the Clippers. Mann and Tucker out, and we'll get this one started here. This block started up here with Alex.
Yeah, I was looking at New Orleans at Houston game. Houston continues to play top-tier basketball. Grinding. This is their, I guess this is the image they're going with now forward. This is their brand. It's tough defensive basketball, and we all know what New Orleans offense is like. Consistently, so it's going to be one of those grinding games. New Orleans and Houston should put us to sleep here. Under the total is 7-1. The last 8 of this series in this divisional rivalry, I should say. So another under. New Orleans, Houston.
Under there from Alex down over to Mills.
Man, that Spurs and Hawks game is going to be nice, man. You got players in there that I think that should go over their player prop. One is going to be Josh Johnson. He's been the second scoring option out there for the Atlanta Hawks. I like him to go over his point prop. And then, man, Victor Wembanyama, I don't think it's going to be anybody out there that's going to be able to slow him down. Over 23.5 points, I want to say, is where he's at. Then I'm going to be taking him over 3 rebounds. Then I'm going to be taking him over 3.5 assists. It's my Victor Wembanyama trifecta. It's plus 420 on the books. Hit it already once this year. Hit it a lot of times last year. But this is one of those games that it lines up perfectly to hit. So, yeah, man, take Victor Wembanyama. In that game, to me, it's lined right. The price is right. So pick him on any side. Trae Young, he got the Atlanta Hawks finally playing a little bit better ball. But to me, both of these teams kind of resemble the same.
From Mills. All right, next up, we move on over to Shane.
Yeah, if you told me earlier at the beginning of the season I'd be laying 9 with Houston at home against the Pelicans, I would have wondered what they're wrong with both of these teams. I guess right with Houston, but this Pelicans team just has way too many injuries. Zion's still out, Brandon Ingram's still out, among a host of others. I just don't think they have enough offense here against this Houston defense. The Rockets defense steps up, and they're going to cover the spread.
There we go from Shane. All right, next up we move on over to Big Al.
Yeah, I agree with Shane. I like the Rockets as well, coming off that blowout loss in the semifinals of the NBA Cup tournament to OKC. So I look for them to bounce back with a big win. Today, I'll take the Clippers. They lost in the playoffs last year to Dallas, but rested road underdogs playing with revenge from a playoff series defeat the previous year. They've gone 77-58 ATS. So, Dallas, of course, won't have Doncic tonight. And I will go with the Spurs. Spurs coming off a bad game. They lost by 14 to the T-Wolves. But San Antonio is 219-129 ATS as a favorite. They were off a straight-up loss, and they failed to cover the spread by 9 or more points in that defeat, which they did. They failed to cover against Timberwolves by 9.5. So we'll take San Antonio to bounce back, and I'll lay the 1 point against Atlanta.
There with Big Al, I'll tell you what I think. I also like the Spurs here in this one. Spurs have shot the ball very well at home. They're starting to get healthy now. And Hawks are starting to go the other way defensively over their past 5, allowing 49% shooting. So the defense is going south now for Atlanta. Look at San Antonio in that spot. Look to lay it here with Houston. Houston, they're a bully. They beat the bad teams. They get by here with defense and rebounding. That's good enough against the bad teams. This Pelicans team has been horrible. Failed to cover 11 of 14 on the road. Rockets covering 9 of 13 at home. Again, defense and rebounding is what you need to beat the bad teams. They got it. And those are the two that I like in that game. Kind of staying away from that Clipper game with Dallas. A lot of injury situations there. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we'll look to close out the NBA with the following games here. Pacers and Suns. The Suns going to lay 6, total 235. Next up will be Knicks and T-Wolves. T-Wolves 2.5, total 214.5. Kings and Lakers. We've got the Kings here, $1.80, total 230.5. Sorry, 5 points favored as well. Nuggets and Trailblazers. We've got the Nuggets 8.5. Total sits here at 235. We get started here with Alex.
Yeah, I'm gonna just a very light lean here with Minnesota, and I really like New York. They've really come together as a team as the season has gone on. I know they're still just a 500 team, but they're playing better. They look a lot more, I would say, formidable, and I'm expecting them to even get better. I know Josh Hart's probably not going to play tonight. Some personal issues there, but from just looking at a road perspective here, we've got a situation where road teams, where the line is between +3 and -3, a good offensive team like New York scoring 114 plus points a game on the season against an opponent after allowing 100 or more points in 2 or less straight games, or 100 points or less in 2 straight games. Great defensive efforts. Are just 3-25 ATS in the follow-up. So, that's what I'm looking at, long-term league trend. I hate to go against New York, but like I said, it's a light lean here. We'll go with Minnesota.
There from Alex. Next up, we move on over to Mills.
Yeah, man, I'll speak on the Pacers and the Suns game. You just can't trust the Suns, especially with that many points. The worst part is, man, the Pacers haven't been playing good at all. But I think the +6 is the way to go to take the points. I do lean the over in that game. One player prop that I do think that should be looked at in there, it's probably going to be Kevin Durant. I like him to go over 24 points in there. Indiana Pacers should let him do what he wants. Then looking at that Laker game versus Sacramento Kings, one player prop that I like in there is going to be Anthony Davis over 27.5 points. He's been putting up more than 30 points in about 10 of his games so far this year. And the last player prop that I give you is Domantas Sabonis. He damn near owns Anthony Davis. I think he literally has a little mini-me of him and keeps him in the back pocket. He's been owning him since the New Orleans Pelicans, just putting up numbers and numbers. So I look for Domantas Sabonis to go over 19.5 points as well. There
from Mills. All right, next up we move on to Shane.
Yeah, actually my favorite, I never give out player props as premium plays. My favorite bet of the entire night is Karl Anthony Towns. 24 plus points at -110. Not only does he have a revenge situation here going against the Wolves, but the Wolves really just don't have anyone to guard him. No matter who they try to put on him, he's going to have a big game. And even if it takes him 30 shots to get it done, it's going to happen. This is a typical when you would go against Joel Embiid. He wanted to make a statement. He'd put up as many shots as possible to try to have big games. It feels like a similar situation here going against the Wolves. I'll take Towns over.
There from Shane. Next up, we move on over Big Al.
Yeah, looking at the Sacramento Laker game, the Lakers upset Sacramento earlier in the year, and the Lakers are terrible. They're 15-42 ATS on the road when playing the revenge-minded opponent that they upset earlier in the season. So I'll take Sacramento minus the points. Let's see what else. I'm going to go against the Nuggets. Nuggets coming off that small upset win against Sacramento, and Denver's 74-109 ATS on the road off a point spread win. So I'll grab the points with the Trailblazers. And what was the third game?
Third game we had all the games here were Nuggets, Trailblazers, Knicks and the Suns Pacers.
Yeah, I'll skip the Suns Pacers, and I'll skip the Knicks too.
All right, there from Big Al. All right, I'll tell you what I think about these games here. Looking at these, I'm going to look at Indiana here plus 6.5. I'm seeing some improvement here from this Pacers team on both ends of the court right now. They're shooting 51%, 39% from three, allowing 45%. That's the form we expected to see from this Pacers team 2 months ago. The Suns, over their past 5, get up 50% shooting, 40% from three, so they're not playing very good defense. I will look here at this Knicks. I'll look at the T-Wolves here at home. The T-Wolves have played well in these smash spots with rest. They're not a smash spot here because both teams are rest, but I just like the way Minnesota's playing defense right now. The Knicks on the road, 21st in defensive efficiency, allowing 116 points per 100 possessions. I like this T-Wolves team tonight. I'm going to take Portland plus the points. Hold your nose here. Portland 7-1 of the spread as a home underdog of 3.5 to 9.5 points this season. Believe it or not, that's crazy. Denver here 1-5 of the spread as a road favorite this year. Look at Portland in that spot, and that's what I like here in these games. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. And my man Shane, your phone, I was testing the audio levels. Your phone is the one that's causing the background noise, so you need to turn that speaker down so we don't hear my voice and everybody else's voice echoing into your phone mic. So those of you using phones, you can even make sure that you have your speaker down, because sometimes you get the feedback back into it. So I was testing the audio levels. It was I know he's not here, but still, that was the issue of all that audio issues. There's lots of times it's the phones, guys. If you're using phones, you got to make sure, or you're not using headsets, you got to make sure those speakers are down low so we don't pick up that noise back into the microphone. That's what's causing all that. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. We will move on over to college hoops. This time there, we just asked the cappers, just give us what you got in college hoops. So we'll start here with Mills.
All right, man. I like that Belmont game, man. I'm taking them plus the points in that spot. 5-0 in their last 5 games played. And I think they're going to be able to push the game to the over as well. Looking at that Long Beach State and Pepperdine, man, bias about Long Beach State, the Dirtbags. I think they might be able to cover that plus 6. So those are the ways that I'm leading in college basketball. That Oakland and Wright State game, though, if one of you guys could get me in the right way, man, I usually bet on both those teams for the last 3 years. So whenever they play each other, man, I usually just step aside. So we'll see if anybody attacks that tonight.
I will, but you're going to have to wait a little bit. Let's continue. Shane, get your volume down, or your speaker. It's your speaker that's causing the background noise in the stream here. Our voices are echoing back into your speaker, back into the mic. All right, next up, we'll move on over to Alex.
Yeah, I just see one game on a side that I like from tonight. And, Southeast Missouri State's been one of the weakest teams in the country at, just rebounding. They're weak under the glass. They show no energy whatsoever. They're 335th in rebound percentage, and here they are as favorites. Give me the underdog here.
There from Alex. All right, next up we move on over to Mills. We talked to Mills already. Next up we move on over to Shane.
Defense has been awful all season. And Texas has done a good job of blowing out bad opponents. 34 is usually more than I like to lay, but there's no other way to look at that game. I'll take Texas laying the points. There from Shane. Next up we move on over to Big Al.
I'm going to look at the Southern Indiana Screaming Eagles. They play with revenge from a tournament loss suffered last year to Tennessee State. They're favored in this game by 4.5, and I like playing on favorites that have revenge from a tournament loss the previous year. If they're also off a straight-up win in their most recent game, those teams have gone 156 and 113 ATS. So I'll look at the Screaming Eagles minus the 4.5.
There from Big Al. I'll tell you what I think about these games here, and we will look here. Yep, it was. Let me give you the games. I like this Cleveland State here plus the points. It's still +1, I believe. I'm not sure, but even still at +1. I'm just looking at conference numbers. Both of these teams have played 2 conference games, and the Vikings are just not are shooting the ball very well right now. 40% from 3, 82% at the line defensively, allowing 28% from 3, 53% inside. They're forcing turnovers in their conference games. Oakland 10th in offensive efficiency against the Horizon, just 27% from 3, 64% the line. They're not defending from 3 very well. Again, just look at the conference numbers because these teams have played 2 conference games already. And Cleveland State, by far, putting up the best numbers. I'll look at Cleveland State in that spot. Use the Anteaters at Belmont. You're not going to find food at Belmont. I think I'm with the Mills here. I'll take Belmont here plus the points here with this Belmont team. They have really good size. They've covered 6 and 8 in the conference. Irvine, away from home. They beat teams that turn the ball over. Belmont does not. Irvine 1 and 3 of the spread away from home, facing teams that average 14 or fewer turnovers per game. So Belmont winning 5 straight. They begin conference play right after this game, so I think it's a good tune-up for them. I'll look at Belmont here plus 2.5. I'm going to look here at Weber. I'm going to look at South Dakota here, minus 2.5 against this Utah Tech. This is one of the smallest teams in the nation, this Utah Tech team, a very poor shooting team. They just played Whittier College, a Division III school. I think they gave up 77 points. And that's where you go to Whittier College if you want to be a lawyer. So they faced a bunch of lawyers and gave 77 points to Whittier College, and that's pretty brutal there. I'll take South Dakota in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. I know Big Al probably heard of the school, but didn't go there. It's usually where people start their. I know the poets of Whittier College.
Yes.
There you go. Let's continue here on the drive-through. We got through here. I got to change sounds again. We're getting all that background again. All right, we're going to head on over to the hockey now, guys. So let's go on to hockey here. Tonight's NHL. Let's see what we got here from the NHL. Boom, here. Let's see. Let me get the screen set to go. I was just working these audio levels here. Let's see where we're going here. NHL is the next sport. I can find the show. If I can find my show graphic here. I've been moving my graphics around to fix these things. All right, here we go. Let's get to the NHL now. Next up, NHL. All right, let's get to these games tonight. All right, the hockey. We're going to start here. Let's see what we're going to do with the hockey tonight. We'll start here from 7:07. We'll go all the way to 8:37 here with the hockey. So right now we've got going on here the Blues and Lightning. Lightning 215, total 6. Blue Jackets and Devils. Devils on the road 218, total 6.5. Kings and Kings got up again here. $1.58, total 5.5. We've got Penguins and Predators. The Predators $1.50, total sits at 6. And we'll close it here on this block with the Kraken and Blackhawks. Kraken $1.42, total coming in at 5.5. We get this one underway here with Alex.
Yeah, the Devils are finally on a roll. They've won 3 straight, 6 of 9. And, in a Metropolitan division that looks a little bit upside down this season, everybody thought it was going to be a strong division. Isn't looking so strong right now. The Devils have been really good on the road. They've won 12 or 15 on the road. And, they're hard to look away from here as even on the puck line. And, the Blue Jackets, their opponents have lost 5 straight, 8 of 9. 6 of 8 Columbus losses have been by more than two goals, 2 or more goals, I should say. And New Jersey, in 21 wins this season, they've cashed on that puck line 17 times. So this is a New Jersey team that's won 7 of the last 10 meetings in Columbus, and I think they win again tonight. Momentum-wise, they look really good. And you know what? We're going to lay a little bit here on the puck line, but get some plus money back on that puck line at the same time. So we're going to go New Jersey Devils minus 1.5 on the puck line, getting plus money.
From Alex. Next up, we move on to Mills.
Yeah, starting off with that Tampa Bay Lightning game, I think they should be able to win in that spot. They last time they played them 3-2. I'm gonna be doing my NHL parlay to get you paid. I'm gonna be taking Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm taking my Colorado Avs. I'm gonna parlay both of them and meet me out the window and let's get paid. Looking at that Seattle Kraken game, man, they're playing one of the worst teams in the NHL. Besides, I like to just call them the Chicago Connor Bedards. You got Connor Bedard in this one. They're actually like riding a 2-game win streak. This is a get-back spot, I think, for the Kraken. I actually think they should be able to cover on the money line as well. So if I'm looking at anything out of that slot, I'm taking the Kraken on the money line, and then I'm parlaying the Lightning with the Avs.
There we'll go from Mills. Next up, move on over to Shane.
I like 2 games in this spot. I'm going to agree with Mills with the Lightning. I'll take them on the puck line, though, to get the plus money. This Blues offense has just been god-awful all season. I think against this Lightning defense, it's much of the same. And also, I like the Blackhawks. They've been showing a little bit of life. They're a home dog at plus 125 tonight. I'll take the value there with them at home.
There from Shane. All right, next up we move on over to Big Al.
Yeah, I don't like much of these games, so I'll wait for the next group of games.
From Big Al. All right, let's continue here on the drive through as we get ready to close out here this NHL card, and we'll close it out with Bruins and Oilers here. Oilers $1.75, total 6. Senators and Flames. Senators $1.35, total 5.5. Canucks and Golden Knights. Golden Knights $1.67, total will be 6. And we close out the hockey tonight here with the Avs at the Sharks. Avs $2.45, total 216. We get this one underway here with Alex.
Let's just lay a whole bunch of lumber and hope that the trends between these two teams continue. You know, it's always been said that sharp money doesn't take favorites, but don't kid yourself. You'd be surprised how many sharp guys will take the favorite from time to time. I'll tell you, you have to weigh out the consistency of the odds as compared to what your percentage of winning will be. And I think at laying over 200 is not that much, believe it or not. You have to consider that over a 2-game period. Say you're only laying even odds on 2 games. Well, this is worth 2 games. The Avalanche have won 10 straight meetings in this series, 14 of the last 15, 18 of the last 20. Teams are on 2 opposite sides of the performance spectrum. Let's do it. Let's go square and lay a whole bunch of lumber here with Colorado.
Colorado there, laying the lumber there with Colorado. Next up, we move on over to Mills.
I mean, he's speaking my language, man. I got to say, let the chalk talk. Sometimes it takes it. So that's what I was hitting with that parlay earlier on. Taking the Tampa Bay Lightning, take the Colorado Avs, get you a nice little parlay. You know what I mean? You can make one bet and kind of make up for, 2 or 3. All right, so let's talk about these games, man. The Oilers kind of turned it around now, 4-1 out of the last 5 games in here. One thing that I like is my guy, not even my guy, I can't say that, but Leon Draisaitl. I'm taking him over 2.5 shots on goal. He's been able to do that for me at a 60% clip out of his last 5 times. My guy's Connor McDavid. But save it. Let's go on to that Avalanche game real quick. I actually do think they're going to be able to cover that puck line as well. But the game that I really like for the over is going to be the Vegas Knights taking on the Canucks. Both those teams average about 3.6 goals per game. JT Miller, he's kind of been slow out there for the Canucks out there. I like Jack Eichel to get out there and go over 3.5 shots on goal as well. So give me the over in that game. And, yeah, a few player props to get you paid.
From Mills. All right, next up, we move on over to Shane.
But I really don't like anything in this group, so I'll pass.
Pass from Shane. Next up, we move on over to Alex. I'm sorry, Big Al.
Yeah, I like Edmonton. 21-8 at home in non-conference games. Their last 29 when they're and then also they're coming off that home loss 6-5 to the Panthers, and they tend to go over the total off a home loss as well, 30-14 to the over. So look for maybe a high-scoring game, but I definitely like Edmonton minus $1.80.
From Big Al. All right, we got you through the sports for today. Now it's time for our parlay segment, our peripheral segment. Cappers give out a parlay or give out a player or team prop or a game from the future. Let's get this one segment underway here with Alex.
Let's see. What do we have for props that I can give out tonight? I didn't actually even make any prop bets. I just had some circles. So these are just going to be leans. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert, Chargers, under 8.5 rushing yards, and Bo Nix, over 39.5 rushing yards.
From Alex. Next up, we move on over to Mills.
Oh, man, thanks for reminding me about football. Yeah, man, I actually like both these quarterbacks to get into the end zone today. Justin Herbert, as a rookie, used to know how to run that thing. Bo Nix, as a rookie, he can actually run, but I think he only has 1 touchdown right now. I think this is a game to where they both need it, and I think you might see that John Elway type of dive to get in the end zone just to get the score. So give me both these quarterbacks anytime touchdown, nice little plus money price tag on it. And then, like I said earlier on, I'm going to be putting that parlay out, with the hockey prop. So let's go ahead and take the Avs, and go ahead and take it was the Lightning. Meet me out the window.
Meet him at the window with Mills. Next up, Shane.
Yeah, I'll give you two games for Saturday college football I really like. I really like Tennessee. I think they have an advantage at quarterback +7. And then FCS, I like South Dakota State laying the 3.5 against North Dakota State with a better offensive team. I know they lost North Dakota State earlier in the season, but their offense, since that team has scored almost 40 points every game, their offense is too much even on the road.
From Shane. All right, next up we move on over to Big Al.
Yeah, I'll do a parlay. I'm going to roll with quality in this parlay. We're going to take Oklahoma City and the Houston Rockets in the NBA with the LA Chargers in football.
From Big Al, I'll give you a 3-teamer NBA here. I like Jazz, Pistons over, Nets, Raptors over, and the Pacers plus the points with my 3-team parlay. Now it's time to see what the Cappers have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. It's going to be a busy week of action here. NFL, we start here the week here. We're going to have 16 games of this week. NFL, no more buys. College football playoffs, bowl games, NBA college hoops hockey, lots going on. Let's take a look let's see what Shane has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium right now. Shane now doing great here in the NFL this year. Shane, what do you got for sale?
Yeah, I've got a 3-pack up there tonight. Best college football play, best NFL play, best NBA play, $39.99. And I also have the NFL play, $24.99. But I really like this weekend slate. I really, especially this college football slate. So I should have plenty of college football plays up there. Probably put them up tonight or tomorrow. So make sure to hop on long term. Even that 3-day pass gets you all those college football plays. So team me up with another one of the handicappers, and let's make some money together.
Let's make some money with Shane over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's take a look at Big Al, who's been lighting up the leaderboards here with fantastic results. Big Al, right now, sports 8,100 units of profit, over 8,100 units of profit. What do you got for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium?
A lot of football right now, Tony. I've got one tonight, but of course it's going off in 3 minutes, so if you haven't bought it, I guess you're shit out of luck. As far as Saturday and Friday, we've got 6 other college and pro football games already posted for everything from the playoffs to the NFL games on Saturday. I've got 2 college football winners for Friday in the Cure Bowl and the Gasparilla Bowl. So lots of stuff. And then I'll have probably 1 college basketball posted for tomorrow. I don't know yet about the NBA because some of the teams are still playing tonight. And yeah, just team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here on the 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 handicapper specials.
That's right. Get on board with Big Al. You see the great results with Big Al. Long-term pass is the way to go. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. Let's see what Alex has for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Over 1,900 units of profit for the year.
Yeah, we've got college football tonight, New Orleans Bowl. We have a side smash, absolutely ripping apart the college football gridiron lately. 68% run over 46 side selection run, 78% run. Where am I? Jeez, man, I'm just rocking it anywhere. I'm 68% last 63 CFB run overall, and 78% CFB side run, and that's $25,000 for my dime players. And yeah, join me tonight. And we have NFL Thursday night side blast, starting to pick it up a little bit in football. NFL, I should say, 56%, my last 27 NFL sides. And finally, my NBA best bet side, Hawks at Spurs, and long-term 173, 126. That's a 58% conversion rate for $34,000 for my dime players. So that's what's on tap for tonight. Of course, more college football and NFL for the weekend. So join me for a weekend package, or get one of the special packages here, 2-for-1. Match me up with my superstar friend Al McMorty, or any of the other great handicappers on the site, and let's make some money.
On board here with Alex over at Pick Dogs Premium. I've got a best bet on the board from the NFL right now. Get on board with me. Also, a 3-pack here with multi-sports with NBA and college basketball. Hey, we've got 16 gig cards this week from the NFL. Why not get that 7-day sports pass for me? Get all my pre and plays for the next 7 days, including the NFL. I'm number 1 unit producer in the NFL this year over at Pick Dogs. Also doing well in college football. Number 3 on the board, college football. Of course, you get on board with that 7-day pass. You'll get all of my NBA and college basketball as well as guys, some of you guys with phones, you got to get those volumes down. Get on board with me here over at Pick Dogs with the long-term pass. That will serve you very well. And, of course, the Pick is a promo code. You'll save that 15% off. All right, we got you through the show here, guys. Remember, we're back again live tomorrow here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers. We'll get a place for you here in the prime time hour. And make sure you like and subscribe. All right, before we go, does anybody have anything in closing before we go?
I told you guys once before, never lay points with the Kings. I'm here to do the same thing. Never lay points with the Kings.
Great advice from...
I got one. Anybody remember? Just I don't know why. I cracked my head the other day after my bad college basketball. Anybody remember that Allen Boston thing where he got piped?
Oh yeah. At the Leroy's contest. Yeah, Leroy's contest.
Oh, man. The guy makes these customers or these clients he had, hundreds of thousands of dollars over a couple-year period. He has one losing streak, they come after him. That's what I heard. But anyway.
Was it?
Got cracked.
All right, he got cracked. Yeah. I saw him at the bed bash. He looked fully recovered. Very happy, by the way. So he recovered very well. Yeah, his eyes were relaxed. He was really relaxed, and he was heading one of the Bet Bash seminars there. So he recognized me, which I was flattered. Yeah, he's totally right.
Fantastic. Yeah. No, he watches a lot of people online. He knows everybody online.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He likes me, so I'm happy there because I know what he thinks about this industry. It's pretty funny, but anyway,
I think some of his views are a little bit crazy.
Yeah, he's a little bit crazy there. There's no doubt. I think he likes some crazy. He used to like crazy juice as well.
Like that, you're going to get a little nuts anyway.
Yeah, I think so. Billy, he used to be a runner for Billy too as well back in the day. That's going to do it for the show, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow. We'll be live with a lot more action here for you here on the drive-thru. That's going to do it for the show. We'll wake up, guys. You guys make it a winning night. We'll catch up with you.